What am I supposed to do here? I don't remember. Why are we going? Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna be doing some playthrough of the story of the 6.3 patch. Trying to play catch up here before non-trail. So I recently started playing Final Fantasy XIV again, as you guys can tell from the gameplay that's going on right now. And why are we messing this up? Oh, we're on the wrong side of the thing. Alright. Oh, we're down one healer. Hey, GM. I do not understand this mechanic. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I'm just following the crowd. Following the crowd is always a good thing. Not always, because sometimes the majority can mess up. This is the 24-man raid. I just, like, jumped in. Oh, why is everybody over there? Hey, I did it correctly this time. I didn't do it wrong. Uh-oh, I got targeted. This is Final Fantasy XIV in 4K max settings. Native resolution, no upscaling. This game doesn't even feature upscaling. But Dawn Trail will bring DLSS and FSR to the game, as the benchmark has already shown. I think I need to turn the music. I think the music's too loud, isn't it? I think the game music's probably a bit too loud. There we go. That's better. Oh boy, why did we lose? Okay, we got some dead people real quick. Everyone's running away. I guess it's time to retreat. Whoa, whoa. Those moons are like shooting Kamehameha waves. Alright, we're gonna be doing some 8-man raid after this. Oh! I missed that one. My timing was off. Alright, 1, 2, 3. I guess we go... We need to go here, right? Aren't we supposed to go on the 1? Oh, okay. We want to go this way. Oh, it goes in reverse order. It goes 1, 2, 3. I'm just overcompensating. I'm just like putting so many shields up right now. So for those wondering, I'm playing as the tank. I'm the tank for Group C. There's 3 groups of 8 people in this. Are we supposed to go over here? Where are we supposed to go? Is that? Okay, yeah, that's right. It's all geometry. It's all geometry. Oh! The nice thing about being a tank is you can actually take a hit. You can actually survive if you screw something up. Like, I'm playing pretty poorly right now. I'm not playing terrible, but I'm not playing great. Alright, we're gonna be on yellow. And then we're gonna be on yellow, and then we're gonna be on blue, and that's gonna be the order. And then we gotta go on blue, and then we stay on blue. It's like playing a puzzle game, only you gotta do it correctly with 23 other players if you want to succeed. That's why some people don't like MMOs, because like okay. I think we're doing this correctly. Huh? Now what? We go on the inner? Oh, okay. Alright, Reaper's doing limit break. That was the Reaper limit break 3. What does it do? Oh, I see. So does that mean do we even need to move? Is it? Oh yeah, we do. I see. The moon, the full moon is what blasts the thing. She's at 10%. Boss is at 10%. Is gonna go like that, and you want to go here, and you want to go here, and that's it. And now we want to probably figure out which way she's going to turn the platform. She's going to rotate it this way, so we want to be in the corner. I feel like we're on the wrong side. Is that guy about to get clipped? Okay, he's safe. Okay, actually, we were on the better side this time. Though most of the group was on the side that was gonna have to take the hit if they didn't move. Point 1, and that's game. Okay. I didn't win this card last time. In fact, I didn't win any of the orchestrations. Tank gloves. I'll need on that, that's it. So what do you guys think? You guys gonna be playing Dawn Trail when it comes out? Did I win my gauntlets? I think I won the gauntlets. Yeah, that was the only thing I won. They don't match the rest of the set. Oh well. There's not a lot of tech-related stuff to talk about. Although there is going to be a lot to talk about next week. Next week is Computex. I feel like for I feel like for next week, or I'm trying to think, like for Tech Thursdays, instead of doing like a bunch of news articles, I think I might just do technical discussions the whole time. Because I think most of the people that watch the content, I think that's what they find interesting. There's not a lot of interesting stuff that they get out of watching me just recap some of the articles that I think are interesting. Although, I don't know. I think I might open that up to a poll or something to see if others agree. Look at that, I'm a flying dog. Torgal's a flying dog. Like in the movie. I think the movie was The Never-Ending Story. There was like this flying dragon thing that looked kind of like a dog. I forgot what it was called. It was a weird movie. Alright, I think what I want to do... I can extract materia from this. Battle dance materia. So wait a minute, with my new gloves, which look ridiculous, I'll have to glamour them. It doesn't look right. That only increases my item level by 1. It goes from 630 to 631. Even though, okay, because that's only 10 item levels above the 640 gear. So, I don't know. It's one of those things, I need to spam the... Well, let's do the story for this stream. In fact, I don't even need to wear these. I might as well just wear these because they're closer to getting the thing. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to... play through 6.3 content. So the way they do these expansions, for those that don't know, so when an expansion for the game comes out, it covers the leveling experience for 10 levels. So in this case with Endwalker, the story starts at level 80 and it ends at level 90. So you basically play through 80 to 90, and all the leveling zones. It's basically like a WoW expansion for those that play World of Warcraft. I think a lot of other MMOs follow the same standard model for how they structure the expansions. So then they do the expansion, and you level up 10 levels through the story. Then you hit the end game, which is essentially the max level content. And they add stuff over the course of about 2 years, give or take. Traditionally, it's 2-year life cycle for each expansion. But because of the way things have gotten with, I don't know, they worked on Final Fantasy 16. The pandemic was an excuse that a lot of people use, although I really feel like Endwalker came out toward the end of the pandemic. So it'll have been 2.5 years between Endwalker's release and Dawn Trail's release. So they are kind of late in terms of... They've kind of stretched the release cycle for this expansion. But that means that there's either there's either difficulty... It depends on how you look at it. Like, it might be that there's not as much interest in the game anymore. I feel like the game's peak in terms of popularity overall was between Shadowbringers and Endwalker, and then it kind of went down after that. So the story's over, like the original story's over, so Dawn Trail marks a brand new story. Now playing through this, so over the course of the 2.5 years, they add these 0.1 patches. So in this case, 0.61, or 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, and 6.5. And then in between those, there's like dot releases. So like 6.55 is actually the last one leading up to Dawn Trail, and that's out now. So basically all the content that leads up to Dawn Trail is already available. There's like nothing else in the game until Dawn Trail shows up in terms of new content, story-wise. So 6.1, the way they do these patches, and I'm not going to play the trailers for each of these patches because that will basically demonetize the video because of all the copyright music or whatever. So we're not going to do that. But the 6.1 basically adds the Capstone EX trial, and it also adds the first 24-man raid. And I think it adds like a new dungeon, like a 4-man dungeon. Then the 6.2 patch releases, and that one adds the second 8-man tier. So that's for the hardcore raiding. That gets added to the game in 6.2, and then that adds like a savage tier also. So for the people who do like statics and they're really into MMO raid, the raid scene, the even numbered patches are the patches for them, because those are the ones that usually introduce things like savage raiding, and sometimes they add ultimates, but the ultimates I think are actually on the odd numbered one. Like in the case of this expansion, we got the Omega Protocol, which is considered the hardest fight in the game for this expansion, and that was added in 6.3. 6.3 also introduces the second 24-man raid and more story. There's more story added with every single one of these expansions. Hey Matt, what's going on? So I'm just trying to get caught up on Final Fantasy XIV because we're going to be covering Dawn Trail next month when it comes out. Oh, now I have a month. Actually, now I just looked at the calendar. So I have like 30 days to get caught up. So I still have plenty of time. But the problem is you get gear gated if you don't play for a long time because your item level, your gear is low and outdated. So you got to play all the content that was in between expansions to get caught up. So that's what we're trying to do. So I've already done most of that off stream. So I'm currently about to begin 6.3 in terms of the post Endwalker main scenario quest. So we just finished the quest Buried Memory, which was the last quest of 6.2. So there are going to be a lot of spoilers in this stream. The stream's not going to be that long, but just keep in mind that if you're somebody who is trying to progress through Endwalker for Dawn Trail, there are going to be some spoilers. I'm not going to skip cutscenes because I'm trying to play through this content myself. And I probably need to adjust the volume on some of these because there's voice dialogue. Yeah, it's voice dialogue.
Good. Let us set forth for the void once more.
Alright, so we're going back to the void. And for those that played Final Fantasy IV, the story right now is similar to Final Fantasy IV in terms of the world that they're going to. They're going to the 13th world. You just beat Hellblade?
He's calling.
Wait, what? There's a dragon that just showed up. Oh, the dragon, it's him. It's his true form.
What is the meaning of this?
He's the avatar.
Unless I'm mistaken, that was intended for one of your kin. Who?
Oh no, that was not him.
It was for the briefest of moments, but I felt her. Ashdire.
He's trying to get his sister back. That's just the general story. The TLDR is the dragon, in his human avatar form, is trying to get his sister, which is another dragon, back from the void.
Thus did I call out, only for it to fade and vanish.
Perhaps she crossed over to the source, then immediately turned back.
I do not know. Could she have found a way home?
Yeah, probably have to turn the volume up.
However decide, if she was indeed in the source, there may be clues where she came through that could lead us back to her.
How was Hellblade? I know Hellblade has very good graphics, at least the latest one.
Far to the north. That was all I could discern.
The north, you say? Beyond the bounty? Garlemald?
As good a place to start as any. My apologies, Zero, but your return to the void will have to wait.
I told you before that I have no reason to go back there. Do as you will.
All right. I presume you wish to stay here in Radzatan until we return?
No, she's gonna go with them. I have a feeling she's gonna go with them.
You've kept me amply fed. I wouldn't be averse to helping you.
I knew it. Vampire girl's gonna go with them.
If Ashdaya was indeed here, other Void Scent may have made the journey as well. Very well. We would welcome your company.
If it's decided, then I'll contact our associates in Garlemald.
The story is a lot like, it's got a lot of like Dragon Ball Z and Bleach elements to it.
Understood.
Even though it doesn't look anything like Dragon Ball Z and Bleach. Just the overall flow of the story. They don't talk in terms of power levels, but there's a lot of like implied
Teleport to make it there in time.
power level differences.
Aye. I know it well from my time as an avatar.
Then it seems we're all set.
If there is nothing else, let us see to our final preparations.
So they're gonna go to Garlemald instead of the Void. That's interesting. It's been a long time since we've been there. And I'm in the way. Gods revel, lands tremble. That was the intro cutscene to patch 6.3. So we're now officially in 6.3's storyline. Okay. Make some adjustments here to the audio. I need to hear the voices better. Let's do that. A cold reunion. I think this is the first one. No, once more into the void. I think is the name of the quest that starts it. Yeah, once more into the void. We are now into patch 6.3. So I gotta go through 6.3's story, 6.4's story, and 6.5, and I think there's some 6.55. And then we're done. So we got a lot, but for this stream we're only gonna cover like some of 6.3. I'll do most of this stuff offline. Okay, it just like time skipped us over to Garlemald at the train station. Some of them get winter clothes and the others don't. They were good games. Yeah, I watched the Digital Foundry video about the latest one.
Any moment now.
My friends, 'tis good to see you again.
And you. I was worried that the cold wouldn't agree with you, but you're both looking quite well.
You get used to it. It helps that there's no shortage of fuel and heaters like before.
The game's combat system, Hellblade's combat system, looks a lot like For
Glad to
Honor.
hear it. Have you been working in Garlemald all this time?
But isn't it a bunch of... It's like QTEs. Just all...
Though the worst is behind them,
all,
the
like,
people still have a long
daisy-chained
road ahead.
together.
With the nation in ruins and the leadership void yet to be filled, there remains a lack of direction. A pervasive sense of aimlessness and worry.
Still, everyone wants to make things better. And we're here to help.
What's kind of weird about this game is they only dedicated one game zone to Garlemald. I feel like Garlemald should have been like 2 or 3 zones by itself. Because it was literally the Empire. It was the Empire's domain, and there's only like one zone that's dedicated to their territory.
Indeed, it has not been easy. But we've been able to make progress thanks to the cooperation of like-minded souls. The Allied nations continue to send supplies, which allow us to meet basic needs such as food and shelter. Meanwhile, Euless and a number of soldiers have begun a restoration initiative, with more and more volunteers joining by the day.
Like Alphino said, they've got a long road ahead of them. But we'll get there together, one step at a time. But enough about events here. What brings you to us? And with new company, besides.
This may take rather a long time to explain, but bear with me.
I can't imagine somebody trying to get up to speed on this story if they just like start watching from a random cutscene. It's so convoluted. It's so complicated too.
The 13th. After
The
traveling for
13th.
existence, I thought you'd keep your escapades closer to home for a while. But I suppose there's no stopping you. Not
So the synopsis of the game world is that there are 14 worlds.
The heart of an adventure.
There's the world that this like we're on right now in the game world. This one is called the Source, and then there's all these other worlds that are reflections of the Source. So there's the first, the second, the third, the fourth, all the way to the 13th. So the 13th world is the last one. So the Source is kind of like World 0, I guess. But the game takes the majority of the story takes place in the Source, which is the world where Final Fantasy XIV takes place. But the Shadowbringers expansion actually takes place in the first world. And the post-Endwalker story, which is what we're doing right now, which is basically patch 6.2 through 6.4. And we're doing 6.3, so I'm literally in the middle of that storyline. That takes place in... Well, it goes back and forth. Like, right now we're in the Source again. But it jumps back and forth between the Source and the 13th. And the 13th is a world that is consumed by darkness. Whereas the first, which took place in Shadowbringers, was a world that was almost consumed by light. So that's the thing about this game, and this is true of a lot of Final Fantasy games. There's always this concept of balance. So the balance between light and dark. It's not all one way is better than the other. So it's like there's a gray area, like yin and yang. So it explores that concept very heavily in a lot of these type of games. And this game is no different. Even though it's an MMO, the game has like the story of this game is very much like a single-player RPG. So think of it like that. And it's got a very big emphasis on character development, world building, plots, factions, empires, blah, 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 all that stuff. It's got all that good stuff. Like, it's all in there. So, no different from any other Final Fantasy in that regard. Even though it's an MMO. So, that's what's cool about it.
I know.
Why is Senua not for everybody? Or is Hellblade... Isn't the game not that long? Isn't it like a 10 to 12 hour game?
But on a more serious note, are we sure it's wise to keep Xenos' former avatar around? I understand how you came to work together, but nevertheless...
You're right to be cautious. I'm a void sent, after all. But do not conflate me with Xenos.
She's not Xenos.
To recall my time in his service, it angers me.
That's weird to hear that from a void sent. She's a void sent.
I think we'll get along just fine, you and I.
Now that we are all caught up, to the matter at hand. As we were about to resume our search in the void, I felt the presence of my sister Ashdaya.
It's so random that they're bringing us back to Garlemald. It's like they just wanted to reuse this area because I feel like they didn't do enough with this place. It's like, let's send them back to Garlemald.
Or heard anything out of the ordinary. I must know.
It took you about 13 to 15 hours.
As a matter of fact, we may have. In recent days, we have had to contend with a surprising number of void sent. And not the lesser kind that occasionally manifest, but ones possessed of considerable power.
Considerable power?
You think they might have been summoned? By whom?
We're not sure. But as Euless reminded us, practitioners of a certain traditional Garlean art rely upon void-sent servants. While there are no known Reapers left in Garlemald, we can't rule out the possibility that some are working in secret.
To summon not one, but several powerful voidsent is no small feat. But if Ashdaya was indeed called from the void...
Then it is likely the same party is responsible.
How could a dragon be called from the void?
Alternatively, the etheric confluence at the Tower of Babel may have triggered an expansion of natural fissures one could use to cross over. But I think that improbable, if not impossible.
That means that it happened. If Y'shtola says that it is improbable, if not impossible, then that means that it actually it did happen. And that's probably what's going on. That's how this game always does things.
Their origin. It's the mountains to the east, we think.
Can you guide us there?
The mountains to the east.
I would, but the terrain is too difficult to traverse on foot. Nor is flying an option due to the winds.
Too much ground to cover in any case. Is there no way to narrow it down?
There is one place we thought to look first. An isolated village rumored to have once been home to a Reaper order.
That would indeed make an excellent start. Though the question of how to get there remains.
Euless may be of assistance. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass and consult him.
This is a very different game from Hellblade. Why is this guy still talking about the final days? That was resolved a long time ago. Where do I need to go? I need to go all the way to that camp. Actually, the mount that matches this place the most is the car. Yeah, the Regalia G. This is the car that matches this area. We'll just drive through like it's GTA. And then we'll just take off. Fly like the Blackbird in X-Men. Yeah, recently the only games that I've played are this, and the other one was Wuthering Waves. Those are the only two games that I've played recently. I'm trying to think, like, what I still need to finish a lot of games from last year. I still need to finish Avatar, which at this point I don't see that happening anytime soon. This is such a cool mount. It's like just flying around in a car, in a convertible. The car is cooler in this game than it is in its actual game in Final Fantasy 15. Wait, this isn't even the quest. Is this right? Wait a minute. This isn't even the right quest. Hold on, skip that. What was that? Was that even it? That wasn't even it. I did the wrong thing. Okay, I talked to the wrong NPC. That wasn't who I was supposed to talk to. I was supposed to talk to these guys. Oh, this one's not voiced. So it's not like a major cutscene. So basically, I'm gonna skip this one. There's Void Scent roaming around, and we're probably gonna have to fight them. I wouldn't be surprised. So they're somewhere over there. Is Alphino gonna follow me? No. Okay, so he's gonna go and brief the contingent on the Void Scent issue, that they too may be prepared. Okay. Fly like it's the never-ending story.
What was it you wished to talk about?
Why do you help these people? What is it that you stand to gain?
I'm sorry?
You don't act on behalf of a higher power, nor are you bound by a contract. In spite of this, you help them. Why?
And there I thought it was something serious. I help them because I want to. Because it's the right thing to do.
But what do you stand to gain? You didn't answer the question.
Didn't I? I followed my heart. What I got out of it came after. Was there anything else? If not, let's keep moving.
Right. To act not out of obligation or in pursuit of gain. To simply live. And they survive like this.
The rain effects in this game could be a lot better. The rain when it's raining like this, because the game has weather effects. These are dynamic weather events. The rain could look a lot better. It just looks kind of like, look at how that rain looks. But for a game that came out in so it originally came out in 2010, and then they scrapped it and rebuilt it. And then it came out in 2013. For a game that came out in 2013, this game, the art style, the art direction, and the overall like look and feel of the game, I will say it has aged pretty well. They haven't really done much to change the graphics, the overall graphics of the game for more than like 10 years. The game's what? It's going to be like 11 years old in August or September. So for an 11-year-old game, and now it is going to get a graphical update, as I covered earlier when the benchmark came out. But even with the benchmark, even with the upcoming expansion, I don't think this game, the look and feel's not going to change that much. So it's going to look better, but it's going to be like marginally better, if that makes sense. Like, look at how the reflection of the ice, it's almost like the ice has some kind of bioluminescence, kind of like an avatar. But look at how the reflection on the ice, because I think we're walking on an ice sheet. Yeah, this is an ice sheet. So we're literally walking on a frozen lake or something. Like, where am I? Yeah, we're on a frozen lake. And that's how it looks, the ice. It reflects. So they've got reflection effects going on. But you can tell it looks very dated. It looks very rudimentary. And this game is a game that is going to get a minimum spec uplift. Like, most people that play this game today are probably playing it on a graphics card that is about as powerful as a GTX 1060. Just to give you guys an idea, because I know a lot of my viewers, we pay attention to the hardware and less so much the actual game itself and more the hardware. But most people that play this game are playing it on a GTX 1060 or an RX 480 or RX 570 or 580 level performance. It's those type of cards are what most people play this game on. And with the uplift, with the new graphical update, the minimum spec is going to be those graphics cards. So which means the vast majority of the player base are going to be playing at minimum spec for this game. At least when it comes to graphics card. Now, I don't know what sort of CPU people have. Most people that are playing this on a CPU, their CPU is either a quad core or a hexacore. So they got either 4 cores, 8 threads, or maybe just 4 cores, 4 threads, if they're on an old i5, for example. Or they're playing on a 6-core CPU, which is like a more modern i5, or an AMD Ryzen 5. A lot of people are playing this on a Zen 2-based Ryzen 5 3600 non-X. Like, that's probably the most common CPU for this game. And the way I'm able to figure that out is because what I'll do is I will read, like, different forum posts on Final Fantasy XIV's website for, like, hardware spec. And a lot of comments, or people's signatures even, they'll have, like, their specs and signature. And they literally just say, like, Ryzen 3600 and GTX 1060. Or maybe RTX 2060. So sometimes they're on the 20 series. Or occasionally you'll see someone with a 5700 or 5700 XT. Or maybe a 6700 XT. But that's pretty much the extent of what most people play this game on. There's not a lot of people that are playing this on like a 4090 or an XTX or some complete overkill GPU for this game. Unless they're playing on 4K. If somebody's playing the game, like I'm playing the game at 4K, you guys can tell how small the UI looks because this is a 4K UI. And it runs fine for the most part. Like if we go into the settings here, maximum, there's a display option here, Radeon RX 7900 XTX. It tells you the graphics card, it tells you the monitor. You can move the monitor, you can move the game over to a different monitor if you got multi-monitor. Alright, so I'm not sure what exactly we're trying to do out here in the rain. Walking on frozen ice. I think she's going to go to that cave. Oh, and right now the Fall Guys event is going on. So they got a collaboration with Fall Guys. So, and it's actually pretty hilarious. Now, I never played Fall Guys, but I played the collaboration event, and it kind of makes me want to check out Fall Guys, because this game, like the Fall Guys content in this game, is hilarious. It's like watching some kind of, it's like playing through an old like Japanese game show or something. Or it's like Human Tetris and those kind of weird things. Or it's like watching like Ultimate Ninja. It's like one of those things. That's how they did the Fall Guys content in here. It was actually really fun. It was extremely frustrating at first when you have no idea what you're doing. But after you get the hang of it, man, this collab event was probably one of the best ones they ever did. Alright, we need to fly back to Camp Broken Glass. But I noticed that there's a... So I guess what that means is... there's probably gonna be a four-person dungeon coming up, if I had to guess, or some kind of story event. Wait, why is the game not showing up? Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is probably going to be another dungeon. Let's see. Why do they go that way, though? Oh, they're going back to the ice sheet again? Is this the thing? Kindred Spirit? Survey the designated locations and defeat any void scent that appear. Oh, well, I can already tell which one's gonna have enemies. That one's gonna have an enemy. The one back there is gonna have an enemy. I knew it. Oh wow, that's a big one. And the last one was the one over there. This is a lower 80 level zone. This is like 82 enemy. These are void sent? They look like giant cicadas or something. How are these void sent? $26,000 damage. Okay, that was everybody. Oh, wait, we're gonna go up here. There's the capital.
All finished, are we? Good. The cold doesn't let up out here, does it? They've the means to keep everyone warm at Camp Broken Glass and Tertium. But the measures are still only temporary. Subsisting on charity, dreading the day the sympathy of others is exhausted. It's no way to live. They need lasting safety and security.
See, here's the question of the day. If somebody has a GRE, or like if somebody has either a 7900 GRE or a 7900 XT or an RTX 3090 Ti, do they even need to consider upgrading this year to RDNA 4 or RTX 50 series, or would they be better off skipping
we have to work harder.
these upcoming GPUs? If they have a 3090 Ti or a 7900 XTX, because those two GPUs are very similar, or a 3090 or a GRE. Like, that's the question that I'm trying to figure out. Because how much faster is the 7900 XTX? Because if we're assuming that RDNA 4 is going to be somewhere between the 7900 GRE and the 7900 XTX in overall rasterization, but it's going to have significantly better ray tracing performance, is that even worth upgrading to if somebody has an RTX 3090 Ti? See, that is the question, because 3090 Ti is basically 7900 XT in my mind. So the difference between that and the XTX and the 4080, well, the 4080 is a little bit worse, but you know, in general, 4080 and 7900 XTX are a similar uplift from 3090 Ti and 7900 XT. That's the reason why, for most people that had 3090s or 3090 Tis, there isn't really much of a reason to upgrade to the current stuff.
Oh.
Like 30 series, they skip 40 series.
Lest you misunderstand, I wasn't fishing for a compliment. As I said, I'm doing this because I want to.
And RDNA 2, I feel like most people, RDNA 2, especially if they're on 1440p, they can completely skip the 7000 series, RDNA 3. and just wait. But the question is, what is RDNA 4
Well, our
going
work
to
here
do?
done. We
Is
should be heading
RDNA
back.
4 worth upgrading to? If you're on
I hope
RDNA
Alphinaud
2?
and Zero haven't gotten into any trouble. I cannot imagine how awful it must have been to serve as Xenos' avatar. To not only suffer him, but so much else.
Man, everybody really hates Xenos. Everybody hates on Xenos.
She's a fighter, all right.
Even his
Like
avatar
me.
hated on him. That's pretty bad, man. Your own avatar hates you. That says a lot about a person. That says a lot. Your own avatar dislikes you. Meanwhile, in Tertium, she's handing out bread.
Thank you, miss. Thank you.
She's got a Grim Reaper scythe and handing out bread. Alphinaud's wearing his sage, he's wearing his sage knee loots on his back.
Excuse me, Alphinaud.
It's like a backpack
My
full of
wife,
lunch.
She's come down with a high fever. Do you think you could take a look at her?
As if he's a doctor.
Of course. Give me a
Oh
moment.
yeah, he's a sage. Okay, I guess he's a doctor now.
Zero, may I leave the rest here to you?
Fine by me.
Thank you again for your help. Zero, was it? I take it you're one of Alphinaud's comrades?
Comrade? We've entered into a cooperative pact, if that's what you mean.
Pact? No, nothing so formal. What I mean is, you must know each other well. Be on good terms, enjoy each other's company, that sort of thing.
Then no, he's not my comrade. I have none. Nor will I ever, I think.
Okay, that's weird.
Oh.
Oh. His response, oh.
Say something odd.
And then he walks off.
No, not at all. On the contrary, it makes sense. When Alphinaud and the contingent first arrived, we rejected them out of hand. Whatever they may have claimed, they were the enemy. Savages with their savage ways. To accept their help was to admit defeat. But no matter how poorly we treated them, they didn't turn their backs on us. They stayed and listened. That's just the kind of people they are. Makes sense they'd get along with someone like you who tries to push others away.
Get along. I'm upholding my part of the bargain. There's nothing more to it than that.
If you say so. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten why I came. Are you hungry? We all get rations, and considering the work you're doing, you're as good as one of us.
I am running low on ether. Very well.
That bread looks like it's raw. That just looks
As
like a thing of
step-style
yeast.
dumplings. Boots, they call
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a dumpling. That's a big dumpling. That thing fits in his whole hand.
them. Never had a dumpling. It's like the kind of bread stuffed with a filling. Meat or vegetables usually, that you bake or steam. We have our own recipes in Garlemald too. My mother liked to make them. My brother and sister always fought over the jam-filled ones. Just think of it as bread, all right? I should warn you though, they're spicy. Helps them keep longer, I assume. Too much for the children to handle though.
Man, that must taste good. That's spicy. That must be good.
Interesting.
Interesting good, or interesting...
I don't know much about taste. Not anymore. But I do feel a sensation in my mouth.
Is that a bad thing?
Not necessarily.
That's enough for me. I've heard it said that spices are more akin to fire than flavors. Perhaps that makes them easier to understand.
Man, I like spicy food. I like spicy food. This is making me hungry.
Oh, Euless, getting acquainted with Zero, are we?
I suppose I am.
No harm in that. Acquaint away.
I wonder if Euless will be going to Tyrol with the others.
Ah, everyone is here. Excellent. Thank you all for your hard work. I've just finished up myself. Shall we go and find Estinian?
Alphino, Alize.
What is this one? Melon pie. Gyros. Man, gyros, that sounds good, but that doesn't have the right stats. I have to go melon pie. A horde of void scent are approaching from the mountains to the east. Their numbers are beyond anything we've seen. Okay, that is kind of weird. I thought we dealt with all this stuff earlier. I've already settled the debt for my... In question, what's more, death in this world is absolute. You asked me to put my life on the line. Without suitable payment, I will do no such thing. I'll do no more than just watch if they get attacked. That's what she said. Okay. Oh, is this a story mission? Yeah, it's a story mission. Okay. Still item sinks to 630. So it's like we're still kind of at the max.
Report. Lost contact. When? Void sent. I'd bet my life on it. Understood. I'll investigate at once. A unit transporting supplies has gone silent en route to Broken Glass. I will go and search for it. Stay here and keep watch. But be ready to answer my call.
I think the total amount of content in the post game for Endwalker
If it was void sent, you'd be a fool to go alone.
is actually a little bit less than Shadowbringers, but it's more voiced.
They'll find you before you find your men, and then they'll devour you as well.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps I don't stand a chance, but I can't just abandon them.
I can't repay you for the bread if you're dead. I'll go.
What? No! I couldn't possibly ask you to do that.
I'm far better suited to dealing with void sent. It makes sense. Or do you mean to say you'd rather I stay here because you can't protect this place on your own?
Fine. Just don't do anything stupid. Promise me.
Yeah, those two are dead. They don't stand a chance.
Damn these demons!
Return to the camp. Now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Kindred, why do you interfere? Ah, of course. You sold your soul to feed.
I have taken bread, but my soul is forever mine.
Okay. Okay. We get to play as Zero.
A deal is a deal. I cannot let you pass.
What? She one-shots. She almost one-shots all of them. What? She has these type of powers? How come her abilities are like better than the regular Reaper's abilities? It's like one of her moves are like the moves that the Reaper does when it's doing the Avatar mode.
Still more.
This is a lot. That's a lot of... She got petrified. Why is there like a... There's a gesture? Oh wait, one of them still live. I'm supposed to stand on this? Oh yeah, I am supposed to stand on this. Whoa, that did a lot of damage.
Not good.
We're gonna need some help.
I can't.
Wait, what? Oh wait, that guy's...
Supplicate thee for the light to come through. Is this it then? Just like that time. When light still shone upon the world. When the Contra Memoria still raged.
Oh, they're wearing the outfits from World of Darkness. Because that is the 13th world.
Stand aside if you value your life.
We're only after women and wine. Darkness can take the rest.
You're not taking another step towards that village.
Stupid girl. You were warned.
Gotcha. And now we can get back to our business.
Get up, damn you!
Interesting that it's similar to how Garlemald looks.
I need help. Someone, please.
The same mistakes, the same ends, again and again. What should I? What could I have done? What? Who? You. What are you doing here?
Y'shtola and Estinian had matters well in hand, so we went where we were needed.
Sensu beans.
Can you stand?
Alright, this is it. Let's fight together. This is it. This is the final boss fight. This is probably the main... This is probably the main thing for 6.3, unless there's a trial after this.
All right. I will let it burn. This fire in my breast. Let it burn and rage and guide.
Alright, this is it. Here we go. I'm going in.
Can you still fight?
Alright, I'm going to be tanking. What the? Aren't we supposed to go over here? Oh, we're not supposed to go over there.
Just warming up.
My strength is spent. I'll only get in your way.
Chin up. We'll get through this together.
Split up.
Stay sharp. Watch out!
Everyone all right?
Not finished yet.
He's casting Evil Mist. Oh, he's got void crystals that just magically appeared.
We must weather this together.
We put that shield up. Actually, I'm gonna bring him out over here.
We'll repay this debt.
Decides to walk over here. Oh, whoa.
This has gone on long enough. I will finish it. Now!
What did she do?
Let's buy her some time.
Oh, yeah, I gotta get these stupid things off her. What's with all these flies?
I am your end.
Oh, what? Okay, I see.
Well done.
Got him. He's dead. Yeah.
You did well to find me out here.
We have Euless to thank for that. He was quite worried when he called.
The people of Garlemald thank you.
No. If it was not for you and the others,
Well, let's not fuss over details. We should return to Tertium. Can you make it that far?
I think so.
Zero, are you all right?
Well enough. No void scent struck here, did they?
No, and there weren't any more casualties thanks to you.
Oh. What are you doing?
You'll have no debts to repay, if that's what you're worried about. If anything, I owe you a week's worth of boots.
Okay. I think there's probably gonna be a trial fight coming up. One of Golbez is either the fire one or the frost one, if I had to guess. Skill speed, spell speed. I don't really. Whatever, spell speed. Let's go. King of the Mountain. Wait, where did the transport arrived safely? Where did these two go? Oh, they dispatched all the void scent. It's kind of random to have the void scent. I think this the reason why they did this is to reintroduce Alphino and Alizé to the story. wait, she's going to join them, but not ask for payment. I will do this because I want to. Those two are like, huh? It's like the influence of, the twins are having an influence on her. So now there's 6 of them. Euless is not going with them. So we are going... Where are we going? Oh. The game world, this zone is so empty. I remember when Endwalker was new, man, this place was packed. There was just people everywhere in the zone, leveling, flying through the sky, fate grinding. Now it's just dead. The zone is just like a barren wasteland. He's managed to finish the repairs. Alright, where are we going? Oh, they're going across the mountain path. That's right, like in Lord of the Rings. Lapis Manalis. They're going up the mountain. Okay, we are going to form a group. I will be the tank. It recommends Alphino as the healer, Zero as the DPS, and Varshan. Varshan will be the... What is he supposed to be?
Together then.
Varshan, what's he gonna do? He's a DPS? Oh, he can basically flex. He could do like any role. So if I wasn't gonna tank, he could actually tank.
Right then.
Estinian, he's just a DPS.
Let's give it our all.
She's a caster DPS.
Victory will be ours.
Stola is a sorceress, another DPS. We're probably gonna go with these people. We had him.
Together then.
We had Varshan go late earlier. Average item level 590 for this. Level sync is 630. We're gonna go with you, Stola. Alright, here we go. Oh wait, is Zero required? I don't think I had to take Zero. Alphino has to go because I need a healer. After I do this, I'll have unlocked the level 90 roulette. Oh, I don't even have my tank stance up. Whoa, a griffin? This is a big one too. What the? Stun him. Stun him. Low blow. Oh, he stopped moving. It's clear skies now. Cut him down. Alright, where are we going? This reminds me of that bridge in the painted world of Ariamis. Faded circle. Spam my faded circle. Just gonna spam all my AoE combos. What do you guys think is gonna get announced at Computex? Do you guys expect anything from Nvidia? Yeah, all eyes are on Nvidia right now. Nvidia and AMD for Computex. Although, who knows? Intel might steal the show, depending on what they want to do. I think it's still mostly just going to be all about AI. It's just going to be all about AI. Everything that I've seen this whole year, in terms of technology, it's all about AI. Actually, I don't know how the audio is. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. There. I feel like the industry as a whole is moving toward just more like, I think a lot of companies are trying to make things, time to market things faster, and I feel like right now they're trying to figure out how to leverage AI to do that. I guess we could probably... Oh wait, the boss is up there, alright. Because I think the schedule is... Nvidia is announcing something the day before the first day of the actual event. So it might just be H200. Alright, this is it. Boss fight time. Call of the Mountain. What is this? Horizon? That move was called Call of the Mountain. That's like the VR game on PlayStation 5. A stampede? Whoa! I like that. I like that. Literally a stampede. Call of the Mountain. I like that. Uh-oh. I need to get away from everybody. The stampede. Left slam. Knock on ice. Man, Koji Fox is like so like clever with these names, man, because he's the guy who writes all the names. What? Oh, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Uh-oh, get behind the ice. A lot of people said Shadowbringers had the best music. Call the Mountain. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, they're probably gonna come from the other side now, watch. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. I can see it. He calls up all his buddies and they like come in, they run across the field. And then they run across the other side of the field. He's gonna do left slam. He likes to do left slam a lot. Alright, I'm gonna mitigation him. Alright, here we go.
That's far enough.
Alright. So normally you would do this with 3 other players, but because I'm doing this for the very first time, I can choose to do it with AI. I can use the NPCs from the story to basically group up with me. You normally can't do that unless you have them leveled up to do that. And I never bothered to level them up. I didn't do the trust system, so this is the only chance I get to have these guys team up with me. Unless I go back and actually level them, which maybe I'll, well, realistically, we're not gonna do that. I don't know how good Alphino can handle big pulls. I kind of want to attempt a big pull, but at the same time, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Another player probably do a better job. Because there's like some enemies down over there. I want to grab those guys too. I just don't know if he's going to be able to keep up with me. Because he's AI, right? Well, okay, you know what? AI. Maybe Alphino is a chat GPT. So maybe I can pull them. Let's go. Let's try it. Let's try it, guys. Let's go get these big rocks over here. Here, come over here, boys. Let's see. We're doing a big pull. Here we go. Big pull. Big pull. I don't know. Am I gonna survive? Are we gonna make it? Looks like we're gonna make it. That's because we already killed like 3 of the other ones before doing this, but yeah. Why am I almost dead? Alphino. He almost let me die. Wow. We almost didn't make that. See, that's the reason why I didn't do the big pull. I almost had to throw my bubble on there so I wouldn't die. What is this? What level is that? 605. This place drops 605 gear. Which I'm like way above that. Alright, let's go. Let's try to do a big pull. Let's try to get some more enemies while they finish this thing off. What is this stuff? Oh, they already killed that. Oh, another healing thing. I'm getting healer gear. Galatia Magna. This is a Voidsen? Waning Circle. Oh, what? Oh, that's why they stepped forward. They're ready to dodge that second one. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, here?
Darkness, take you!
Wait, what? Whoa. Why are we all going to number 4? 1, 2. Oh, see, the AI gives you all the answers. The AI shows you exactly where you're supposed to stand. Right, I'm standing here. Got her. A lot of healing stuff. I don't know. What is my healer's item level at? You know what? My healer can actually use all of this gear. This is probably the only downside of doing it with the AI as your party members instead of other players. You have a longer clear time. You're slower at clearing because I can't do a giant pull. So like this, killing the trash mobs takes longer because you have to do it in, I think, 3 to 4 pulls before each boss. Whereas with other players, it's typically like 2 pulls before a boss. See, that was the first one. Then there's the second one. I mean, if I was trying to go faster on pulling, I would actually have pulled all of these with the ones we just fought. So that would have made it a faster clear. That's 2 pulls. That would have been 1 pull. Okay, here comes pull number 3, which would have been like the second one. Because we were stuck by the wall. Alright, let me see. Is it the boss up there, or is there more? Okay, there's one more dude. Oh, whoa, there's a lot. Okay. Okay, we might die. We'll see. Because Alphino's not really healing me. I need you to heal me. Spam your heals. Come on. Keep me alive. Come on, Alphino. Keep me alive. Come on. Alright, I'm using it. I'm using my vulnerability. Come on, Alphino, heal me up. The DPS, these DPS NPCs are terrible. Like, their damage is so bad. Come on, Zero. You're supposed to be, like, super strong. We actually made it. I had to use my bubble. Okay, well that was more interesting. Pulling everything and actually surviving despite relying on AI. Alright, final boss time. Here we go.
All shall cower before the might of Archfiend Kanyatso!
Drowned King. Cognazo. Oh, this is the ice one? This is one of the Archfiends? There's that Final Fantasy IV boss music. So good. Let's go.
I bring my all to bear.
Huh? You're supposed to go over here? Where are we supposed to go, boys? Okay.
Drink deep of blackest terror. You really must try harder.
Darkness, take you!
That was the so whet the appetite.
Uh-oh, get to me, everybody.
Darkness, take you!
Oh, there's a tidal wave. Man, Alphino took so much damage. I'm gonna pull him out. I'm gonna pull him out.
How do you like this?
Void Cleaver. What is that? Oh boy. What? Whoa.
Away with you! That's far enough. I am your head.
She's doing her limit break. It messed up! He ran away! She tried to do the limit break, it didn't work. Now she's trying. Hey, he got away from her again. Man, this boss is smart. It's like, why are you still alive? Why are you still alive? Y'shtola then does the limit break. She's tired of seeing that failure from Zero. For some reason, this run was slightly entertaining. For some reason, normally these runs where you're using the AIs are pretty boring. That was interesting. We did big pulls. Alphino kept me up doing big pulls, and that limit break, Zero failing to do that limit break, 3 attempts. She strike 3 out, and Y'shtola's like, you know what? I'm doing this. You're not doing this. Man, what is this? Rogue ninja gear? I don't play ninja. Alright, so what is he saying to me? Whatever. Alright, these guys show up. Alright, we're out.
Tell me one thing, Cagnazzo. A dragon of our world crossed over into yours long ago, but I have felt her presence here again. What is the meaning of this?
I dare say what you felt was this.
By the sisters. What have you done to Ashdaya?
If you want answers, you'll have to get them from Lord Golbez. Assuming you've the strength to face him. A pity I will not see the plan to fruition, but my part is done, and to fight with the thrill of battle in my heart makes it all the more worthwhile.
No! Wait! Where is she? Where is my sister?
At long last, I go to join the great.
The Dragon Eye of his sister. So they opened up a void gate all the way out here.
By the gates closing, there can be no doubt that he was the one who opened it.
Ashdaya, I prayed we might meet once more.
She is likely still in the void. Take heart. We will find her yet.
So what now?
While you discuss how to proceed with your search, I would excuse myself to look around. There may be salvage that we could use at the camp.
In that case, I'll patrol the area for more void scent.
Very well. Let us take a moment to consider our options.
Doesn't really make sense why they chose to open the Void Gate here and invade in Garlemald, of all places. I guess because the defenses are weak. Because it was a defeated empire. In the age of Alag, Emperor Zain created something. In theory, a similar feat should be possible from within the Void. One need but have the required amount of ether. So they're using the ether of his sister, basically. They're using because she's a dragon, and dragons have immense ether. That explains how they were able to open that void gate and cross over. Yeah, see, she's like, why did the foes strike now? Some 5,000 years after. That means that there's only one Archfiend left. Which means the Fire Archfiend is going to be a trial fight. I can see it now. He's going to have to be a trial fight. If Cagnazzo's intent was for his parting words to give us pause, then he has succeeded. To embrace death to find satisfaction in oblivion. Perhaps it is indeed true that many Void Sent yearn to return to the live stream. The Eye explains how they managed to cross over, but we still don't know why they chose this time and place for an incursion. Yeah, that was very random. What does Zero think? Because she is one of them. Why does he look so defeated? We are closer to finding his sister, are we not? Well, you know, they gouged out one of her eyeballs. They only removed one of her eyes. So naturally her brother would be kind of depressed about that. It's not very nice. Oh, Ajdaha, what has become of you that even your eye should be so spent of ether? Alright, we're gonna have to go back there. We're gonna have to go back to the Void. We're gonna have to go back to the 13th world. Why is he still here? Oh, he's very depressed. Alright, let's go. I just now noticed that the ground has reflections in this place. They finished patrolling the area. There's no danger. Very good. I like how everybody in this group is a different role or different job. So we've got a red mage, a sage, a dragoon, a reaper, a black mage, and a gunbreaker. I guess if Thancred comes back, then I'm gonna have to switch jobs. Search for a leak-proof container. The bottomless barrel. There's nothing in there. This is something kind of new. They're actually using the dungeon that you clear. They did this with the other one in the 13th world. They actually, after you clear the dungeon, you continue to play through the story in the dungeon that you just cleared. This is a new thing for them, the developers. They don't normally do this, or they haven't done this in the past. At least I don't remember that being the case. Sturdy barrel. Alright, I found one. Oh, they want to put the eye. I see what they're going to do. They're going to store her eyeball. Her dragon eye in a barrel. What is this? What? Why is there... Why are there, like, dead people just laying there in the background? That's creepy. I can't walk over there. We just need to carry this liquid fire to the snowcraft. Sounds simple enough. Wait, what? Oh, we're not putting the eyeball in the barrel? We're putting this liquid fire in there? So that's why it had to be a sturdy barrel. The container is now filled to the brim with ceruleum. Ceruleum. Where are we going? Oh, okay.
Is Ritra not back yet?
No. There he is.
My apologies for the delay.
Are you all right?
I am. As distressing as this turn of events was, the eye itself gives me cause to hope. While it is no longer possessed of Ashdaya's will, it may yet lead us to her. Were it not for your encouragement, I would never have dared to embark on my search, much less come this far. I will not lose faith. I will find my sister, wheresoever she may be.
We'll return the eye to her, together.
Though tainted, the eye has not fully succumbed to darkness. Ashdaya herself may have been able to resist its influence.
He puts it in his pocket.
Well, as much as we'd love to take part in your next foray, we can't abandon our efforts here.
Indeed. We'll need to keep a close watch, in case the Void Gate opens again as well. Though should it prove safe to do so, I have some ideas for how we might put this village to use.
Do what you must. We will manage.
To free Ashdaya, I expect we will have to deal with Golbez once and for all. After which you may undertake your work without worry.
They're planning to deal with Golbez.
We look forward to the glad tidings.
You'll take good care of everyone, won't you?
What? Why do you ask me this?
Because comrades look out for one another, and I can't think of anyone more qualified to keep them safe.
What about the Warrior of Light? Huh? What about me?
I will do no less than I've promised.
If our respective plans are settled, then let us head back.
Okay, so these three will continue to travel with us. Zero also, and these two will not. We will be seeing them again, probably in 6.5. Need to check. I wonder how many quests we've done now. This should have a trial fight though, so that means it should be coming up soon. Paths barred. Hold up. How many? Let me see. This might be a good stopping point. Dragon's Resolve. So let's see. Patch 6.3 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 quests, starting with once more unto the void. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is the 7th. So that means there's 3 more quests. Paths barred. Yeah, we're gonna return to the void. Now where are we going? Oh, we're going to Razatan? Time to instant transmission out.
If everyone is ready, then let us depart for Al-Zadal's legacy.
Azdal's legacy? Huh? What?
What was that?
A pillar of flame.
A deluge of ether. The mark of a terrible magic.
It wasn't far from here. Let's go.
Hey, you! Stop! If you're thinking of taking to sea, don't!
What has happened?
We were out working our nets when a light suddenly shot up over Buffalo Isle with a boom. A massive fiend then took to the skies. Another blasphemy, we feared. But we didn't linger to find out.
Did you see where it was headed?
I can't say for sure, but it looked like it was northward bound.
Uh-oh. That could be going to Rezatan.
I see. Our thanks for the warning, and do not let us keep you. Buffalo Isle is connected to Al-Zadal's legacy. This cannot be a coincidence.
It's like...
In response to Kanyatso's defeat, they have come for our gate.
Yeah.
So it seems. I would ascertain the situation of the vault, but the fiend must be dealt with, ere people come to harm. I shall assume my dragon form and seek it out at once.
Wait. You heard the fisherman. A blasphemy, they called it. If another flying creature was sighted now, others will assume the worst and panic will spread. This is not the way.
Well, I got an idea, guys. I'll see to the fiend, and you guys go and protect the void gate. How about that? I'll handle it myself. I don't need you guys. I got this.
You are right, Estinian. I will gather my soldiers and search the isle for casualties. As you wish. The fiend is yours. The hunt will go more swiftly with help. Zero, might I prevail upon you to accompany him?
Very well.
I guess she could come along.
Then Estinian and I will make for Alzadar's legacy and secure the gate.
Stay on your guard.
I kind of think she
The
should go with
enemy is
them
clever
myself.
and will have anticipated our response. Be safe, my friends, and may the sisters guide your steps.
Where is he going again? Oh, they're going to guard the Void Gate. I don't know where he's going. And Zero's going with me to go and deal with the Fiend, which I don't even know where the Fiend is. We know the Fiend was headed north, but that still leaves a lot of ground for us to cover. We need to find a way to conduct our search more efficiently. Do you have any ideas? We split up and make inquiries? In other words, we seek help from the locals? Okay. I don't know. Let's go over there. The Great Work. Let's go to the Great Work. Why is it raining? Wait, do I have... Man, we did all this fighting and I still don't have, like... I can't extract materia? Still? I have a feeling... Okay, that Pillar of Flame, that must be the Fire Archfiend. Because he's the only one left. We just defeated the Frost one. We've already beaten the Earth one and the Wind one. So, that's the only one left. So he's gonna be... I mean, it's gotta be him. Like, who else could it be? He's the only one left. So I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a trial fight. They did this expansion differently. They actually force you to do the trial fights as part of the main story. He saw the light. These fishermen saw it. Okay. I presume you've come to investigate the explosion at the bow flow? Remnants as well? Okay. Yeah, where's the Fiend? All I need to know is where's the big fire guy? A Fiend emerged from the explosion and flew towards Khadga. Let's see, I guess this one. Alright. Desires Untold. Is there a way to the top of Khadga? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? You mean go there to investigate? Yes, then again, you are more than capable of defending yourself as you wish. Okay. I mean, I'm just the Warrior of Light, you know, like, okay. I can do this myself. You want to climb Khadga? You couldn't have chosen a worse time. There was an earthquake earlier, and it triggered a rock slide. I suggest you speak with Sarmul. He climbs like a langur and might know some other way up. Okay. I mean, where is this guy at? Can't I just fly up there? I just flew over here on a bird. How to reach the top of Karga? After what has happened, that should be the last place anyone wants to be. But yes, I'm familiar with another route. It should still be passable. You have to have courage. Okay, I've got courage.
Hello, can you hear me? We were too late. The vault has been destroyed. The alchemical furnace with it.
What? What?
This was their true objective, to deny us entry into the void. Kanyatso and Ashdaya's eye were a diversion. A means to detain us in Garlemald, while they went to work here. To reduce the vault to rubble. That which you hunt is no ordinary foe. Have care.
Oh. So whoever this is that I'm tracking is actually quite strong.
Such an exquisite sight. The canvas of vibrant colors. As was our world, too, once.
Are you the one who destroyed the treasure vault?
Rubicante, the Archfiend of Fire.
Told you it'd be the Archfiend of Fire. I knew it was gonna be the fire one. I mean, he's the only one left.
A monster in flesh. Yet in spirit, I remain a man. A prisoner of the past. Such tears I wept when darkness consumed the world. Until Lord Golbez came and spoke of salvation. Thus do I walk proudly at his side, to see his dream fulfilled. Your heart is pure. For benevolent cause you seek the dragon. But I cannot allow you to have it. Cannot allow you to interfere. If you would continue, then there is but one recourse. I shall await you at the summit. Come, mortal. Come and weigh your righteousness against mine.
Told you it's very Dragon Ball Z. This guy does realize that I just defeated his pal, right? Mount Ordeals. Oh, this is it. Final Fantasy IV. Here we come. Mount Ordeals. Alright, before we do this fight, I gotta take a quick break. But we'll be back to do Mount Ordeals. And then we're pretty much done for the stream. That means I'll have completed another patch. Okay. We should be... This is the last thing I gotta do. Mount ordeals. Queue up for it. Less than 5 minutes because I'm a tank, so we get insta-queue. Now I need to look up, like, what's the performance difference between the RTX 3090 Ti and the 4080 or the 7900 XTX. RTX 3090 Ti. I'm thinking of switching to the RTX 3090 Ti for Threadripper. Because right now I'm using an XTX. Okay, so the XTX, according to Tech Power Up, the XTX is 15 to 20% faster than a 3090 Ti. So that's like the same difference in performance between the 7900 XT and the 700 XTX. And that's almost very similar to 4080. Well, 4080 is actually like 12% faster than the 3090 Ti. I mean, I could go with the 4080 Super, also known as the 4080 Ti. The problem with that GPU, it doesn't have enough VRAM for Threadripper. The Threadripper, basically, for an editing machine, you want to have, it depends on your CPU. So the rule of thumb is, how are you losing? No, I'm not losing. I'm just, wait, losing? You mean using? No, I'm just, so right now we are using the 700 XTX, the reference card, but I'm thinking of downgrading this machine, because I'm on the Threadripper system right now, to a 3090 Ti, because, because I can do stuff with CUDA on this machine, with the Threadripper. I can't really use CUDA with AMD Radeon, unless I want to delve into ROCm. The problem with ROCm is most of what it does requires Linux, and I mean, I'd have to do a dual boot system, or I'd have to like run Linux in a VM. I could do all of that, but I have a different Linux box which already is using an AMD graphics card. That's using my 6900 XT, so I don't know, like, that's using my older Threadripper machine. So my Threadripper 2950X is using the 6900 XT, and that has ROCm, and that is running Linux natively. That's using Ubuntu. Now, this machine, this is the big new Threadripper machine. This one, the rule of thumb for building like a workstation editing rig, and this comes from Adobe themselves, and I don't even use Adobe, I use DaVinci Resolve, but the same principle applies. Basically, for every CPU core you have, you need to have 1 gigabyte of VRAM per core. That's what Adobe says, which means, and in my case, I have a 24 core Threadripper, which means I should be using a 24 gigabyte VRAM GPU, which is basically what I'm doing. The 7900 XTX has 24 gigs of VRAM. So if I was going to swap to NVIDIA, there's only 2 options for me. There's the RTX 4090, which I could use, but I feel like for what I do, I don't think the 4090, using the 4090 with the Threadripper is not the best use of the 4090. That's the reason why I'm thinking of 3090 Ti, because 3090 Ti also has 24 gigs of VRAM. See, that's why 4080 Super is kind of a dumb GPU, man. Like, I kind of regret buying that thing, because that was like $1,000, and it has 16 gigs of VRAM. I can't really use it. I mean, you can use it with an editing rig, but it is not sized correctly, because it only has 16 gigs. So it's kind of a stupid graphics card as far as I'm concerned. So NVIDIA, really, the options are 4090 or 3090 Ti for me, because those are what I have. Or just keep using XTX. But I can't really do, like, I can't take advantage of CUDA on Windows when I'm using an AMD card. You see what I'm saying? And I would do all of that on Threadripper, because Threadripper is the best machine for that purpose. Because, I mean, I've got, like, so much RAM and storage. I got 128 gigs of RAM. Also, here's the thing. for every CPU core, you should have 1 gig of VRAM per core. So I have 24 cores. That means 24 gigs of VRAM is required. Now for system RAM, it is 4 gigs per core. So you think about that. If you have, let's do the math, right? Like for like a 16 core, like a Ryzen 7950 X3D, the amount of RAM that you should have is 64 gigs of RAM. But because I have a 24 core Threadripper, that means I need 96 gigabytes of RAM or more. And in this case, I have 128 gigs of RAM. So I'm good on the memory. I don't have to worry about RAM. The thing is, like, if I want to do stuff with CUDA, like programming in CUDA, I need to be using an NVIDIA GPU. Now, because I have so much hardware already plugged into my motherboard, I can't fit an NVIDIA GPU and also continue to use my AMD XTX because both GPUs are too fat. You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't like these triple slot GPUs. GPUs need to be dual slot max. Like, I'm tired of these triple slot, quad slot monstrosities. For gaming, that's fine, but for like actual stuff, like programming, like simulation work, all that kind of stuff, man, these giant GPUs are stupid. They're so dumb, especially if you want to run multi-GPU. If it were true, 4090 Ti, it would have had a 320-bit bus with 20 gigs of VRAM on a cut-down 102. I guess they could do that. Man, where is everybody? I queued up for this thing and like no one wants to run this. It's me and 4 DPS. We need 2 healers and we need another tank. It said average wait time is 5 minutes, but it's now been over 7 minutes and we still haven't gotten a group. I guess let's go to Razat Han and repair my gear. I need to fix my gear. So I might swap this to... I might swap out the XTX for the 3090 Ti. I'm not really losing much in terms of encoding because I still have my Radeon W7500 professional single slot GPU in this computer. So I can still use that if I need to do AV1. I can just use my W7500 for AV1. So, meaning going to Ampere isn't going to hurt me in any way. Because I still have an AMD card in the system. If you want a dual slot machine learning GPU, RTX 6000 full. Yeah, I don't have money for something like that. That's stupidly expensive. And that's... Yeah, well, yeah, that... I don't even know where you buy those from, to be honest. Like, where do you buy the professional cards from for NVIDIA? You know Micro Center has started selling AMD professional cards? Like, you can get Radeon Pro for Micro Center now. That's actually where I bought my W7500. Man, this is annoying listening to this guy, whoever's crafting all that stuff. Yeah, I just need, I don't know, I need to do some research on this. Because on Linux, I wouldn't have a problem, but because I'm on Windows, man, AMD really, like, they got such good hardware, they just need, like, more software development effort. I know that they're trying, but they're just, man, they're, like, so behind NVIDIA when it comes to the software ecosystem. It is a monumental task. to have them catch up. Do they have a W7800 with 70 compute units? No, well, not at mine. At my Micro Center, they have a W7700 with 16 gigs of VRAM, but I don't need that. But you're right, like ideally, the W7800 would be a very good card for someone who's really like, if you're gonna do like multi GPU, think about that. 2 W7800s. Those are each dual slot GPUs with blower style coolers, so you can easily fit 2 of them into a Threadripper machine. And they don't use that much power. I think it's just your standard like 8+6 or dual 8-pin. And they each have 32 gigs of VRAM. So like in dual GPU, you create a pool, a virtual pool of memory, video memory, that's 64 gigs of VRAM. So that would be the easiest way to do that. But again, for me, that's like, that card by itself is too much money. Like, here's the funny thing. The W7800 is $2,500. That's the MSRP of that GPU. So, to put things into perspective, because we were talking about, last stream, we were talking about the 5090 and the price of the 5090. If the 5090 is $2,000, that is still decent value for the rasterization when you compare it to when you have to pay professional NVIDIA cards. Because AMD's professional cards at the high end, they're expensive also. Like the W7800 is, I think it's $2,500, $2,499. And I forget what the price of the flagship W7900 is. I think that one's like $4,000 or $5,000. In any case, those professional cards are way too expensive. At least those super high-end ones are. But the 7900, that's the 48 gigabyte card. And that's a triple slot. That's the only triple slot blower style design that I've ever seen. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a triple slot blower until I saw the W7900. Man, I guess this isn't gonna happen tonight. Like, nobody's queuing up for this. It's been over 12 minutes and... wow. Did I set myself up for... yeah, join in progress. What is the item level requirement for this? 595. So I could technically do this as a healer, but I would be at minimum item level for this. And I don't know the fight, so I don't like doing things as a healer going in blind. Because if I die as the healer, that's going to be a wipe. But yeah, the highest I've seen at Micro Center is the W7700. The W7700 has 16 gigs of VRAM and it's a $1,000 GPU, so it's like, no. Oh, it popped. Okay, here we go. Yeah, no, I'd only buy like the cheapest professional card just so I get the professional driver stack. Alright, here we go. Mount Ordeals. This is so Final Fantasy IV. Alright, boys. Let's do this.
You stayed the course, as I knew you would. As too will I. Come!
Alright, here we go. This is it. The final fight of the night. Man, that's a long way down. What do we do? Where do we go, guys? Oh, okay. I didn't even know he was gonna do that.
Flames to lick at your heels.
Oh, what? How do we know where we're supposed to stand? Is this safe? Okay, well, we all screwed up. Am I on the line? Oh, I barely dodged that. I was like right on the line. Man, this is like Emerald Weapon from Shadowbringers. What is this? I hate this. I hate the stupid running in a circle around the boss. Like, this is such a nightmare for like casters to have to deal with. Having to run around in a circle while trying to cast your spells. Where are we supposed to stand, boys? I'm just gonna follow the group because I don't know what I'm doing. I literally have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, I did that one somehow. I see some flames over here. I'm gonna follow this guy. He seems to understand what's going on. We're like barely, we're so close to being on the line. Where do we go? What do we do? What do we need to do? Damage mitigation? Oh, add phase. Okay. Here, I'm gonna bring this to them. He's at 42%. We got some really good DPS on this run. We got some good DPS on this.
I am one with the flame. You are the first to behold this form.
So is this his final form? He's like Frieza, he transformed. Everybody needs to split up.
Look now on my essence made pure. Destruction incarnate.
Whoa, what the?
ashes with you.
Guys, split up. Whoa, 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 what do we do? What do we do?
I shall tear you asunder.
We haven't played since finishing 6.0. Man, you got a long way to go if you're gonna catch up. I'm trying to catch up right now. This is 6.3, by the way. I'm doing 6.3 content right now. So I'm working my way there. We got like, what, 2.5 patches left after this? They force you to do all the trial fights as part of the story in this expansion. Alright, boys, where do we go? Tell me where to go. Come on, Reaper. Oh, what? We all screwed up? Everybody messed up. Come on, he's at 3%. Go. People, do all your moves! He's at 0.4, 0.3. Oh, yes. All right. We got him. Getting caught up only takes, like, in terms of item level, I don't know what your item level was when you finished the story, but for me, it was, I did the first raid tier, and I did the Zodiark Extreme and Hydaelyn Extreme back when Endwalker was new. So I had my item level when I started back up recently was like 580 was my average item level, 580. So it took like 2 days of spamming like the raid to get the gear from the second tier to get you up to like 610, 620, and then eventually the magic number, if you want the bare minimum item level to be able to just zip through everything and be ready for Dawn Trail, is the number that I'm at right now. Average item level 630. I don't think you need to go beyond 630 to be able to do all the content and be ready to just walk right into Dawn Trail when it comes out next month. So that's the number. So I got 630 in like 2 days of raiding and like doing the 24-man, and that was basically it. And that's all you gotta do. It's not too hard. It's not too bad. I thought it was gonna take a long time to get caught up. It's actually not that bad. The story is pretty long though, but that's expected. So I just have to do story. I've done all the 24-mans. I've done all the raid tiers at this point. I just need to do the story. No, you don't need to do Savage. I have not done Savage. I have not done the 2nd or 3rd tier Savage, and I don't plan on doing it. There's not enough people actively doing it right now, so you can't really find a good group. If you're a fan of Final Fantasy IV, this story is very heavy on Final Fantasy IV. This is literally Final Fantasy IV. Rubicante, he was one of the 4 Archfiends of Final Fantasy IV. What is it that Golbez seeks? Even Golbez is the villain. Spoiler alert, Golbez is the villain. But if you watched any of the trailers, you would have known that.
My lord's true purpose. Very well. The knowledge will not change the outcome. Listen then, and learn how all began.
I only plan on doing the EX for the mounts. I'm not gonna even bother with Savage for this expansion for Endwalker. But I am gonna do the mount.
How long has it been since the world was undone? Since light and life gave way to darkness and undeath. Since we were reduced to beasts befouled, squabbling over what scant ether remains. But you are different. You remember who you were, and the paradise for which you fought. That world will never be ours again. But we need not suffer in this purgatory of death and rebirth forever. Join me, and together we shall seek the promised land.
There is no hope, no freedom from the wheel. You speak a fantasy.
I speak truth. The Ascian's revelation. There are other worlds than this. Ours is but one of 14.
He knows of this?
There is no greater proof than the whispers we hear, born of a neighboring
How does Golbez
reality.
know that?
A reality to which we may journey if we can but break down the barrier that divides us.
Oh.
You meant it then. We will take this world as our own. Count me in.
How did Golbez know that there were 14 worlds? That's what I want to know.
In return for your strength, I offer you opportunity to pursue your own ends in service to a greater cause. A glorious kingdom of light, wherein all may know death's sweet embrace.
So it's not clear if he wanted to go to the first and take over the first, or if he actually planned to go to the source and take over the source. If world domination was, of conquering another planet was his goal.
And thus did we begin our great work.
You intend to forsake the 13th and conquer the source?
Oh, it was the source.
Just so. Our home is a lost cause. Our only choice to begin anew. In this world, where we may reclaim our mortality.
You served Golbez of your own volition.
As atonement for my failures, I tried to be a hero. Tried to stop the war. But I could not.
So in turn you wage another.
A means to a final end. The wheel of depravity must be broken. Even the most exalted succumb. We eat and deepen the stain upon our souls, until only the hunger remains. Is this to be our fate for all eternity?
I don't know. About this and a great many things.
So the story deals with the
But I do
13th
know
world.
that it's wrong to damn another to save yourself. Not everything need be a trade. This I learned from the people of this world. Even without a contract, without any expectation of personal gain, they labor for one another. I didn't understand it at first, and perhaps I still don't. But if I'm to achieve something, I'd rather do it their way. Else I am already a hunger-maddened beast.
Perhaps we have indeed surrendered to the hunger after a fashion. Make for our moon. There you will find both Lord Golbez and your dragon.
Why are you telling us this? Is he betraying Golbez? Well, he lost.
Be so viciously slandered. Pride demands I prove my virtue at the last. And perhaps your own will resonate with his, and draw forth that singular jewel which abides deep within his heart. A desire which lies beyond his quest to free us from our purgatory. A desire all his own.
So that means that only Golbez remains. All of the Archfiends have been defeated. He's the only one left. What kind of FPS are you getting in Limsa with 7950X 3D and RTX 4090? I mean, well, that's a good question. I wouldn't be able to answer that because I'm not actually using that system right now. This is actually the Threadripper system that I built. But it's... I mean, it's good. It's good. I would assume that you're never really dipping into any significantly low FPS with that machine. The Eden Savage fights were kind of fun. Maybe like Eden Verse. What was the last one called? It was there was Eden Descent, Eden Verse, and Eden, I forget what the last one was called. But it was like it was E8. E8S was like a really good one. I honestly don't really remember the order of them anymore. It's been so long. I actually kind of think that Stormblood's raids were better than Shadowbringers, to be honest. Well, like, Stormblood had Deltascape, Sigmascape, and Alphascape. No, Omega... Was it Omega? No, Omega was Shadowbringers, wasn't it? No. Omega was Stormblood. Yeah, that was the one that I like. I think the Sigmascape and Alphascape were better. I don't know. I don't really remember the Shadowbringer ones that much. I remember Eden versus the last one. The thing I didn't like about the Eden Savage, there was too much use of like the primals like reimagined. Like, the Leviathan one was so dumb. Like, I did not like the Leviathan fight in Eden. And Titan was cool. The music was cool. I didn't personally enjoy that fight at all. I thought it was kind of annoying. So when I think of the Shadowbringers raids, I think of the ones that did not involve the primals. So, like, Descent, the second one, with the timers. Remember the timers? You had to, like, you couldn't just all group up or spread out. You had to, like, yeah. So I like that one. I can't remember the... I gotta go back and look at the list. It's been so long. I guess we'll grab direct hit. Whatever. Alright, this is it. The final quest. Gods revel, lands tremble. This is the final quest of patch 6.3. It's the name of the patch. Where are we going? Oh, we gotta go. Okay, we're going back here. Wait, how close am I? Just teleport. Just teleport. We don't need to ride Torgal back into the city. We'll just instant transmission in. Oh, now he's gonna be in his dragon form. She's like, wait a minute, he looks different. He looks very different.
Thank goodness you're both all right. Unfortunately, we have nothing further to report apart from the loss of the gate. But tell us, how did you fare on the mountain?
It was a piece of cake.
Golbez aspires to deliver Voidsent unto the source,
That's why they're coming through.
where they may die and return to the life stream to be reborn.
Far be it for me to deny them, but the cost to our people would be beyond unconscionable.
Indeed, Voidsent themselves are inherently dangerous. Never mind the chaos sure to follow should the barrier twixt our worlds be shattered. 'Twould be naught less than a calamity.
How can we prevent this?
The simplest way would, of course, be to strike at Golbez himself. That said, our task has been rendered rather difficult.
Indeed. Rubicante have deprived us of a means to cross into the void.
Kenyatso's faint. That was doubtless what he meant when he said his part was done.
Golbez sacrificed 2 archfiends just to stop us. He must need more time to break the barrier to our world.
Then the days ahead will be critical. We must find a way back to the 13th.
We could employ another Atomos, but that approach would only be viable if we found another planar fissure. An unlikely prospect. Better we explore other avenues.
Maybe it's time for her to go see Matoya.
If you will excuse my absence, I shall return to Sharlayan to look for information.
I knew it.
By all means. Meanwhile, I shall seek the counsel of our alchemists.
Time is of the essence, so wish me luck.
I'm no scholar. I'll find another way to keep myself busy here.
Well, what's he gonna do? What's this thing gonna do? He's just gonna stand there and do nothing? Y'shtola alone will be more a match for those tomes. How about a little training to keep your lance arm honed?
Rest assured, I never shirk my training. I will be ready for whatever awaits.
Zero. May we call upon thee when next we venture unto the 13th?
Aye. And in case you're wondering, I won't ask for further payment. I will go for myself, to try and understand why I spoke the words I said to Rubicante. And the fire I felt within, when you all came to my aid in Garlemald.
Huh? The expression on his face. Huh?
While our esteemed sorceress battles her tomes, let us see to our own affairs.
I will not fail you again, sister.
We gotta have a meanwhile scene. So if we turn this in, we're gonna have. There's gonna be a meanwhile. It's gonna show Golbez most likely. All right, here comes the scene. I knew it. There's gonna be a scene in the 13th world, in the world of darkness. Golbez's moon. Meanwhile, on the moon in the 13th. In the 13th? The moon of the 13th. Why does it say in the 13th? How did he manage to like trap a dragon?
Cagnazzo and Rubicante have joined with the Great Flow. In this world, 'tis the ravenous who are useful, and few were as ravenous as they. You were fine pawns, my archfiends, and you have played your parts to perfection. But with the goal in sight, I need no minions to do my bidding. Hereon, I shall walk alone.
Man, that dragon's been in there for like 5,000 years. That's kind of messed up. Imagine being imprisoned for 5,000 years. So I'm gonna guess this place, this moon, is going to be the next 4-person dungeon. The 6.4 dungeon. Wait, what's that? Oh, is that the 13th world?
At long, long last, the end draws nigh. The end to life on that star. And the end to my suffering.
Yeah, that's the 13th world. So he basically wants to die because they can't die on the 13th because it's been completely engulfed in darkness. So basically, the post Endwalker story is the story of the 13th world. So it's interesting with this expansion. What they did was the post game story was essentially the story of the 13th, whereas Shadowbringers, the actual main story of that expansion, not the post Shadowbringers, but the actual Shadowbringers expansion's story was the story of the first world. This one, the post game story, is about the 13th world. And the first was almost consumed by light. The 13th was completely engulfed in darkness. So you basically have the complete opposite. You get to see what happens when a world is consumed by darkness, whereas in Shadowbringers, the world was being consumed by light. So in Shadowbringers, you had something called a Sin Eater, which was light-based being, or fiend. I don't even know what they were called. I don't know what they were called. They're just called the Sin Eaters. But they were basically like light manifest as basically a fiend. I don't think fiend's the right word, but I can't remember what you would refer to them as. But anyway, that was Shadowbringers. And you restore balance by bringing darkness. In this one, so far, the world has been consumed by darkness. Because the 13th world is actually the world that you visit during the Crystal Tower 24-man raid series back in A Realm Reborn. So the world of darkness is literally the 13th world. So you basically get to revisit the 13th world. And you play through it in this story. And Golbez is the villain, apparently. So the question, has Meteon become... No, Meteon is not even like a thing so far at all in this story. So just kind of spoilers. Meteon, no. At least not in this whole arc with Golbez. And that concludes 6.3. So this next quest that I'm about to accept, this one, Currying Flavor, this is the first quest of 6.4. So my assumption is 6.4 is going to conclude the Golbez story. I think it's going to conclude the Golbez story. So it's going to basically be, there's going to be another 4-man dungeon, which is probably Golbez's moon, and then there's probably going to be a trial fight, and the trial has an EX version of it, and that's going to be the Golbez fight. So let me see. Mount Ordeals. I gotta figure out where to get the EX storms, these ones that I don't have. I don't know where they're at. But anyway, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5. There are 7 trials, and I've completed 5 of them, which means the next one is probably Golbez, and there'll be one more secret one as the final 7th trial after Golbez. That's my guess. And that'll be the 6.5, which I have no idea. But at some point, they're going to start transitioning the story over to talking about Taral, and it's going to start leading up to the events that bring you into the Dawn Trail expansion. So I can already see how the story is being woven, or weaved, I guess. So... But yeah, so far that's it. It's pretty good. Let's accept this quest. And this is where we're gonna end the stream. It's so weird how Vitra keeps like changing forms. He's a boy, then he's a man, then he's a dragon, then he's back to a boy. So now he's back to the boy form of him again. I don't know why he keeps transforming or keep using different forms. I don't know why they didn't just stick with the adult form after he transformed into the man. Like, why does he revert back into the boy? It's like, why? But yeah. The story's good. I think it's okay. If you're a fan, the way I see it, if you're a fan of Final Fantasy IV, you will probably really like Endwalker's post-game story. But if you never played Final Fantasy IV, or if you don't really care, or if you didn't like Final Fantasy IV, you probably will think that Endwalker is one of the weaker expansions. At least the post-game story. Because it's so heavily focused on Final Fantasy IV tropes. And the music is Final Fantasy IV. The villains Final Fantasy IV. The archfiends are taken from Final Fantasy IV. I mean, it's just straight up Final Fantasy IV. Speak with Zero. Okay, so that's where we're going to stop. So before I log out, I'm just gonna fly to where I log out, because every day I log in now, I do my Beast Tribe quest, because I'm working on the Beast Tribe. The Akasodra is the Beast Tribe for Endwalker. One thing that they kind of messed up with this Beast Tribe is the quest giver is in an area that's not considered a town. So if you log out at the quest giver, you're not gaining double EXP. So I think that's kind of an oversight on the developers' side. I think they should patch the game. Because it's kind of inconvenient to log out for double EXP, for rested EXP, in the village, and then log in the next day or whatever, and then fly all the way over to the Beast Tribe. I think that's kind of lame that they did it that way. I kind of think that's how it was like in Stormblood. Although it's been a long time since I did the Beast Tribe quest in Stormblood. But anyway, I always log out on top of this roof. So I can just fly over there. Over there in front of me is the Beast Tribe. So anyway, that's going to be it for this stream. I just wanted to kind of chronicle some of the playthrough for building up to Dawn Trail. But so far I've done all the like 24-man raids. And all the... I have not done the Savage raids for this expansion. But I have done all of the normal ones, all the way through the 12. And I've spammed those... The last tier, Anabaseos, is the one that I spam to get the gear, so I can just breeze through the story and not have to worry about, like, item level and stuff like that. So anyway, that's going to be it for the stream. We'll be back tomorrow with Tech Thursdays. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. We're going to talk about expectations for Computex, because Computex is next week. There's going to be a lot of hardware reveals and presentations that are going to happen next week. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow. And if you're interested in that stuff, you're going to want to tune in to the Tech Thursdays live stream that I do every week. If you're new to the channel and you like that sort of tech discussion, that free form discussion where basically if you can ask a question in the chat, well, I'll answer it live. Do the whole whiteboard session, all that stuff. So anyway, that's going to be it for this stream. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow on Tech Thursdays. Thanks.